actually had a store tell me today that they do not have a digital retailing tool, and they were not going to have one because, and I hate to even say this, they didn't think it allowed them to make as much per copy as before, as they do regularly. I'm gonna pause a minute, let that sink in. The old school, let's lung everybody for max profit way of thinking about car sales, that's gone. That's been gone. There's no more 10, 15, 20 pounders or whatever the hell you want to, however the much that's not a thing anymore. And if that's the way you're thinking, that is very short term. That is one and done. Because as soon as that customer figures out what you did, not only will they never be back to you or your store again, they're probably going to have a pretty bad taste in their mouth about car dealerships altogether. So let me explain something to you. This isn't like you can pick up your store and roll it to the next town and sell the snake oil. That's not what car dealerships are. You're in it. You're there. You're a part of the community. You have to look at these accounts, these sales, these customers as a long-term relationship. If that customer is going to buy 7 to 10 cars in their entire life and you just want to sell them one, I mean, I got to tell you, that's pretty short-sighted. So not wanting to have a digital retailing tool because you think you're losing profit is a really, really short-sighted way to look at the business of car sales. And I mean, if your whole goal is to be one and done, to sell every person in the community, and then you can, pick up your trailer and move to the next town to sell your snake oil, then by all means, lung every person that walks through the door. But that's not a good long-term strategy. So we've earned the reputation, and I say we, I mean car dealerships, car sales. We've earned that reputation where people have a chip on their shoulder as soon as they walk in the door. By holding them hostage with their keys for trade-ins, by jacking up the interest rates for a monster's amount of profit, for making 10 pounders on people. I'm guilty too. So I'm not accusing anybody. I'm just as guilty as the next salesperson. But we've earned that label. So we're going to have to get out from under that. And the way you do that is to make the process transparent, quick, and easy. That's a start on how you do this. You also making yourself, do this by making yourself subject matter experts on social media with your videos and your posts. Teach people how to buy a car. Teach people how to repair their credit. Teach people what they need to do to get to the point where they can finance a car on their own. Teach people how to take care of their car. But I'm getting ahead of myself. If you don't have a digital retailing tool on your website, A, that's half the battle, half of it. B, your teams, your sales managers, your salespeople, everybody needs to know how to navigate and how to, what's the best way to say this? Intelligently discuss the benefits of the digital retailing tool and how to have a customer who's completely completed their deal and walk them through the delivery process, and how to treat a customer who's completely configured their car and all they got to do is basically sign a wet signature and take delivery. And then a customer who maybe stopped at the trade-in part or stopped at the finance part and didn't know how to advance. That's where your training skills should be. Because if you haven't 100% fully adopted selling a car online, i.e. with digital retail, and I'm not talking about a fancy payment calculator, I'm talking about something that takes the process started at home where a customer can seamlessly and with very little disruption finish the process at the store. If you're not set up for that, I mean, I got to tell you, the next generation coming up after me, if you think Generation X, we've got 1 foot in, 1 foot out as far as digitally completing a deal. I'll tell you who doesn't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Every generation after Generation X. They're all in on digital. So the stores that are going to win are the stores that actually have strong digital games, that have digital retailing tools, that allow people to complete the purchase from home, that allow have a delivery to home, that have a sales team that is competent to negotiate and navigate around the digital retailing tool. The goal shouldn't be to make max profit on every single car. I mean, that's just, those days are over. They're over. I'm sorry, they're over. The goal is to make a respectable profit that keeps the lights on and sell volume. That's really the goal. I mean, it really is. So, and I understand production is still not anywhere near back close to what we were used to before. But honestly, do we really want to go back to that? I mean, anyway, I digress. Rabbit holes. I would really strongly encourage you to look at, there's plenty of digital retailing tools out there. You need to look at what works best for your type of customer. And if you have a product that offers a lot of aftermarket accessories, and that's what your product's known for, Jeep Wrangler, how much aftermarket crap can you put on it? You could build yourself a whole new car with all the aftermarket crap that goes with the Jeep Wrangler. If you have a truck that, I think the Tacoma offers a snorkel system. There's a lot of, and Subaru has tons of, roof racks, ski racks for BMWs, things like that, that have a lot of vehicle models and makes that have a lot of aftermarket to them. You need a digital retailing tool that can navigate the aftermarket accessories. If you have a make or a brand that actually appeals a lot to people who maybe don't have the best credit, and that's your geography too, is people who don't have the best credit, then you need to have a digital retailing tool that is able to pick up a secondary finance, more than one or two types of financial institutions, because some of them only do maybe one or even maybe two financial institutions, and you need to navigate through that and find one that'll give you an option for secondary credit, and maybe more than one or two options, hopefully. If you have a brand that's high on leasing, like a Highline, like BMW, like Mercedes, then you need to make sure that digital retailing tool is penny accurate with the breakdown on digital retailing. You need to find in your geography for your brand, what are some nuances, some unique things about that specific brand and your geography. And then you need to shop for a digital retailing tool with those things in mind. That's what you need to capitalize on. So I would really strongly encourage, if you don't have a digital, and I'm not talking, again, don't tell me I have a payment calculator so I'm good. You're not good. If you don't have a digital retailing tool, I would very strongly suggest you start shopping for one. And start shopping for one that works for your brand and your customer base, your primary market area customers. That's what's going to actually push you through the next level. And the next generations that are coming after Generation X that want everything on digital, that's how you're going to earn those customers. And this is in addition to that whole environment that you're creating that has the subject matter expert content on social media, that has the funny, engaging and content on maybe TikTok, and then the how-to videos on YouTube and Facebook. So really, really strongly encourage you to create that ecosystem so that the next generations, they're going to be all digital. You're ready to go. Your team's ready to go. And you don't have a learning curve, a mountain to overcome by the time we get to the point where more people are buying from home and online than walking into a store, which is fast approaching. So whether you're ready or not, it's going to dictate whether you'll be able to succeed or not in the coming years and months. So I hope that helps. Happy selling.